Welcome back, and I'm Ted Thomas. How do you buy a tax lien property? Well, why don't I show you and tell you how to do that? But before I do that, I want you to know on this same video, I'm going to give you a few things that will show you how to make money. I think you'll like that. Before I end the video, I'll tell you how not to make a couple of really major mistakes. So I'll be right back. How do you buy a tax lien property? Well, let me tell you this. If you can learn how to buy tax lien properties, what you could have is if you just bought the certificate, you could earn 12%, 16%, 36%. You could earn big money buying the tax lien certificate. Now, you want to buy a tax lien certificate? There's going to be thousands. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of certificates available. So your chances of actually getting a tax lien property at an auction are very low, but your chances of getting an actual tax certificate, well, there's going to be plenty of those. There'll be thousands of them. There's over 3,000 counties in the United States. There's 1,400 municipalities, and many of them will sell tax lien certificates. What can you earn? Well, they're really generous rates of return. Sometimes it's annualized. Sometimes it's a penalty return. So let me tell you a return that'll really surprise you. For example, in South Carolina, they sell tax lien certificates. And if the property owner hasn't paid taxes, the local county will say, all right, you didn't pay the tax, we're going to sell the certificate. So you can go buy that certificate. Now, when you buy it in that state, the certificate is kind of spread out. You make 3% first 3 months, 4%. Total at the end of the year, you make 12%. Now, here's what happens if you don't get paid on the 365th day. They write out a deed and they send it to you in the mail. So you could buy one tax lien online. If they paid you, you'd make 12%. If they didn't pay you, you'd sit on your rusty dusty at home doing this on your computer, and they would send you the deed. I have clients that have done that. It's shocking when you're sitting at home and suddenly you get a deed from another state and you own the property. Now, if you were smart, you looked at the property. If you went online like we show you how to do, and you follow our online training, and you listen to our online classes, you'd know what the property was. So what if the property was $100,000 value? Now you own it. I have clients that have properties they bought for $2,000 that they sold for $102,000. You could do the same thing. Okay, so the image that you have in your mind is you're going to get great properties at these auctions. Change your image to you're going to get great returns, because if you don't know, the tax deeds are what actually sell you the property. If you want a deed to a property, you have to buy at the tax deed auction. All right, so let me quickly explain what's the difference between a tax lien and the tax deed. Now, is it simple? Yes. The county doesn't get paid. They have to take action. They have county employees to pay. So what they do is they issue a piece of paper, simple piece of paper like I'm holding, except on it it'll say the state, the county, and it'll also say the number of the property, and they'll say whether it was a 12%, 24%, or whatever the percent of the certificate. That's all you do. You get that, they hand it to you if you're there. If you don't do that, they'll send it to you online. So all you do is put it on your desk, put it in your safe deposit box, nothing to do. Passive investment. There's no work to do. There's no work to do on a tax lien certificate except to buy the right one. How easy is that? If you're an investor, what better way to make money? You don't have to work, you don't have to worry about it. But here's what you're really after. What you're really after with investment is ROI, return on investment. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're putting money in the bank, you want return, you're buying stocks at the stock market, whatever alternative you want to use, you can do that, but you're after ROI. Well, what if you could sit on your rusty dusty at home and make 18% in Florida, or 12% in South Carolina, or 25% in Texas? You can make all those kinds of returns sitting at home, learning how to do this online. Okay, so tax liens are available, tax deeds are available by the thousands. All right, why are they always available? There will always be too many. At many auctions, they have got a real problem. They can't get them sold. What are they going to do if they can't sell them? Well, they're going to try to sell them again in a few months. If they can't sell them and no bidders show up, and that happens, then they put them on a leftover list. Call it a surplus list. Some places call it a surplus lands list. Some places call it a scavenger list. So what do? You just say to the county, if you're going to need leftovers, they won't know what you're talking about. Say, what about the tax liens that didn't sell at auction? And you'll say, what about them? Well, I want to buy tax liens that didn't sell at auction. Once you see that list, you can buy anything on the list, and you'll always get the highest interest rate. Why? Because there's no other bidders. Nobody else knew to call in. So it's like a secret. Call it Ted's secret if you want. But there's hundreds of properties on those lists. So let me give you another example. I'm in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Now, nobody goes to Kalamazoo except Glenn Miller and the old music. All right, I'm in Kalamazoo, Michigan. The auctioneer's talking. He gets halfway through the day, he's got properties not selling. So he stands in front of the audience and says, folks, I want you to know this. All the properties we're trying to sell today, if they're not sold today, in 42 days, these properties will be for sale at auction with a starting bid of $100. Now, see, no one else can tell you that. But I was there at the auction, and I know that the county's desperate. What is the county desperate for? First, they want money. Secondly, they want those properties on the tax roll. They don't want property. They already have enough property. They don't want it. So they put them up for $100 each. So you can learn all this by attending classes. We teach classes all year round. We have a class every day. 5 days a week, there's a class. 3 nights a week, there's class. Some are 2 hours, some are 20 minutes. You could be enrolled in all that. 4 weeks, 4 months, you could be doing this. I do plenty of videos like this, so subscribe. I'll tell you a little more in each one. The lowest I've ever seen is an 8% tax certificate. The highest I've ever seen is 36% tax certificate. If you don't get paid on a tax certificate, you get the property. I don't give you the property. The local government gives you the property with no mortgage. All of these properties, tax lien or tax deed, are all sold without mortgage. Tax lien states that sell tax liens, they're benevolent states. They're nice to the people. Because if they have a tax lien, they don't kick them out of the property. You don't want to be kicking people out. Let the government do that. So with a tax lien, you don't kick anybody out. You just make a high rate of return. 2 mistakes I want you to make sure you don't make. If you go to an auction, I want you to bid on the property, but don't bid on anything that you haven't seen. But Ted, you told me to do it online. Well, then you're going to have to hire somebody. You can go to my website. They'll show you companies to go look at it. Or here's something easy. Call an Uber driver. You got a camera? Of course he does. Drive out there and take some pictures of it. At least you know it didn't burn down. The picture you see online or any picture you see, disregard it. I don't know who made that picture, and neither do you. You don't know how old that picture is. So make sure that someone that you know and trust has done that. Real estate brokers are for hire. You know that? Pay them $100, pay them $200. Tell them to go snoop around. Let them give you information. They're happy to do that, but pay them. Don't cheat them out of their money. Pay them, and then they'll work for you again next time. The next time they'll do another job for you. Each time it'll get a little bit better. So don't buy any property you haven't looked at. And secondly, if you're going to bid at an auction, know what you're going to sell it for. If you don't know what you can sell the property for goodness sake, don't bid on it, because you might bid 120% of value. If it's an abandoned property, I'm not sure you can sell it, so don't buy it. Think about what I just said. So how are you going to determine value? Well, let's do a lot of things. Don't trust anybody. The county puts values on the property, but we don't know how accurate that is. They might say that this is the exact value. I'll tell you this. If you use a county tax assessed value, that's a trusted source. That trusted source will be believable from brokers and other people. I'm going to tell you, don't trust anybody. So go to Zillow, see what they have to say. Go to the neighbors, see what they have to say. Use every conceivable thing you can think of, and there's a dozen of them that I haven't named, to find out the value of that property before you bid. Don't wait until after. You might get a real education, and the county said the property's worth $400,000, and you find out later nothing in the neighborhood has sold for over $100,000. Who's going to pay for that mistake? You are. So don't trust anybody when it comes to value. Now, there's plenty of ways we can teach you to sell property by using the county trusted value. Why? County's a trusted source. Someone that's selling a property and buying a property from you, if you use their source, it's probably going to be okay. Is it exact? No, the county's 5% up, 10% up, 5%. They're always a little bit behind. It's only experience we can give you. I can't teach you everything I know between now and Friday Make You Rich. It's not going to happen. You need to stay tuned. Make sure you're a subscriber. I'm Ted Thomas.